Hello, Professor Rice. This is Nathan Hilton saying hi from California. This video is only to explain my ecological footprint analysis for lab number 9, in which the chart says for us to read Miller and Spolman, page 603, using the chart of percentage solid waste per person per day, calculate the yearly weight of each solid waste for each American average, and then in the short video to show how my household compares to the daily solid waste of the average American and what I can do to change that. So I sent you a short document, just a one page, with a screenshot of what I did in the textbook, how I calculated the average of solid waste of the American citizen. And also have on the bottom of it, I added another chart showing how that is different from mine, my average solid waste. So in my house is comprised of two people in Barron Springs. Right now I'm living in California, so I cannot walk you around and show you where I live because I'm kind of far away from there as of now. But I wanted to show you just really quick how it compares to my personal space in terms of the things that I have here. So I'm gonna use some examples that I have there in Michigan that kind of related to the things I have here. So as I was saying, in my house in Michigan is my roommate Ricardo and I, and we produce, I would say, about 3.2 kilograms of each of us, 3.2 kilograms each a day. We usually fill up one of these bags. It's the brand Glad, which is the kind of bags we usually get. And the bags usually can take up to 15 pounds, which is around 6.8 kilograms. So that's the very average of the very bag itself. And I would say that pretty much we fill up one of these per day. So dividing that into half, that would mean that I personally have an average daily solid waste of 3.2, 3.4 kilograms per day. So in my case, the food and the stuff that I throw away in the garbage, it's kind of a very different from the average American citizen. 40% of the waste I am roommate produce is paper and cardboard. So since we both are in college, she studied in Lake Michigan College and I at Andrews, we have a lot of paper, a lot of cardboard, a lot of things we use. And then we have the boxes from the gazebo when we go to get food. We have also a lot of pizza that we order when we're working late at night. So those things added together can be up to 40% of the average solid waste each of us produces, which that would be the equivalent of 467.2 kilograms per year per person, which translated is to 1,027.84 pounds. Then we have food scraps. Food scraps are about 15% of our garbage, and then we can get all the way from pasta that we can get there, like things that just remain in the box that we don't want anymore, or even things that remain on the pizza boxes we have around. I still have a pizza box around here, so I can show you something similar to what I kind of do when I'm in Barron Springs. Yeah, so we do order a lot of pizza since it's the easiest thing to order when we're at night, and Pizza Hut is not very far from our home. But then we have scraps of things that stay in the same. As you can hear, there's still something here. So the food scraps are about 15% of our solid waste average per day. And this would be the equivalent of 175.2 kilograms a year, or 3.85.44 pounds a year. Then we have plastics. My roommate works at Walmart, so he gets a lot of food from Walmart, and we have a lot of bags that we sometimes forget to go to Walmart with the bags we already had. So we end up spending more money and more space in our little bag for adding other bags within it. So that would be about 25% of our garbage would be on plastics. That's a lot for plastics, and I think that's something we can improve on just by using something that can be a reusable bag, a paper bag or anything else that is not plastic. So it could be better used for both of us, and can be easier for us. That would be on every year that would be about 292 kilograms, which translated can be to 642.4 pounds a year per person. If we have metals, or metals are quite basic, or metals are usually just canned food. We don't have as much canned food anymore. Before we used to have the refrigerator not working very well, so our canned food used to be a lot. So right now it's not as much, but we still have, I would say, about 10% of our solid waste coming from canned food. So that could be in this bag up to 10%, which per year would be the equivalent of 116.8 kilograms per year, or 369.6 pounds per year. And glass, we don't have that much. Usually use cups like these that just break around us, and then we just have it and have to put it in the garbage can. We usually don't buy glass things. So yes, it's not as much. It's about 5% of our average solid waste only, or 58.4 kilograms a year, or 128.48 pounds a year per person. So what I mentioned before is 58.4 kilograms. I don't know if I mentioned that correctly, but just making sure. And then miscellaneous is about the same thing, 5% too. So on average, we have all these things together. We do bring them with the purpose of providing for us for many different things, but we also have these little things that appear out of nowhere, have to throw away. So the miscellaneous would be about 58.4. Also 55% of our garbage, 58.4 kilograms per year, and then 128.48 pounds of garbage per year. So to improve our current amount of solid waste, to improve our footprint and not do it as much as we have it right now, I think the one thing would be quite easy for us to change would be just to stop eating as much pizzas, going outside and getting the boxes, try to use reusable bags. Then instead of providing, I think we could easily eliminate more than half of our plastics, 25% of plastic we have a year, just by using the same bags over and over instead of buying new ones every single week. So I think that's something that we need to start doing. Food scraps too, I think we need to be wiser sometimes in the food we spend, and I think we can reuse it for other purposes. So you already have just a little bit of food scraps, but I think we can still do better by not having as much to go, or fast food. We could improve both on the paper, cardboard, which is 40% of our solid waste, which is a lot, and then the food scraps. And then the other things are just smaller things that I think are currently not doing so bad in our household. However, I think we can still be able to work a little bit better with recycling the glass, because I don't think we recycle much of the glass we currently have at home. So that's pretty much all for my video, and I really appreciate you for listening to this and for helping me with other things for this class, environmental science. As I said before, I just sent you a document with the average amount of solid waste of the average American per year, and also mine, so you can see the differences. And just in really short synopsis to mention it, yes, I spend about the same amount of garbage that the average American does. However, I do not have a lot of things like wood. We're not in charge of cleaning the space around our apartment, but it's a landlord. So in our garbage, we do not have any yard trimmings or wood or rubber or leather, none of those things. So the fact that the average American has those things and I don't, I think should be a thing for me to decrease them, because it should not have as much waste if we don't have all those elements in it. Yes, I think that would be something that would help me a lot and my roommate to have a better impact on the environment instead of the bad one we're having right now. And just I think about that, yeah, we do not have wood, rubber, leather, textiles, rear trimmings, and that's almost 20% of the average American solid waste per year. And I think we could decrease very easily the 20% to have ourselves. And all those other categories about the same as average American has it per year, because it shouldn't be that difficult for us to do so. So I already have the charts over there. If you want to read them, you can go ahead and read them. I'm just going to recite them really out loud just to make sure that I'm covering things for the video. Paperboard is 362.1 kilograms. Which equals 796.58 pounds per year. There are trimmings, 154.2, which is 239.2 pounds. Food scraps, 148.3, which equals 226.26 pounds per year. Plastics, 140.16 kilograms, which equals 208.35 pounds. The metals, 98.11 kilograms, which equals 215.84, and so on and so forth. So thank you very much for listening to my little lab recording, and I hope everything goes well with you. Thank you.